Hello, and welcome back to... Van's going straight towards the camera. Welcome back to this Trails Through Daybreak Let's Play with me, SLJRPG. In the last episode, we started our foray into Calvard by meeting Van, seeing some nefarious dealings over a mysterious briefcase, and Agnes Claudel here deciding that she needed some help, so hired the eccentric investigator known as Van. So, Giancarlo, the informant, was seemingly killed or attacked, and we're here with Van to kind of continue on seeing what that is. But right now, what we're going to do, we're going to engage this one here. I'm obviously still learning the thing. We haven't got the ability to do anything else, so we're just going to attack for now.
Like hell you are.
So I need to get into my zone. Full disclosure, I did actually play this and then realised that I wasn't recording, which is a little bit annoying. A little bit frustrating, but that is fine. I'm getting through it. We got a stun, which is always good. And then we're just going to attack. Nice, and get the overkill. Nice.
Good work, guys. We all in one piece?
And hopefully the quality should be a little bit more recording. I was tweaking with the OBS and I had forgot to switch to a better recording setting, as in like the quality of the video file itself. So hopefully it should have improved from the first episode. One would dream. Right, let's go ahead and grab this. We'll go ahead and recover HP here.
That hits the spot. That hits the spot.
Thank you, Damien. Right, as we're going to go ahead and see here. Can we go through?
Whoops.
No. Apparently not. We're going to see here what's happened with Spriggan.
No. Van, we've got to. He's...
Save it. He's dead.
I can't believe it.
I can see he tried to resist, but he couldn't stop his throat from being slit. It wasn't even the usual knife, more like a machete. And then his left hand is...
What are you two doing down here?
What in Adios's name?
Whoa! Look at all that blood!
Shit. It would be the guy we were just about to ask to come in and talk to us. You look like you found yourself in the middle of a real mess here. I hope you're ready to come to the station.
Crime scene secured at 1:10 p.m.
Very curious. Interesting.
2 important witnesses will volunteer themselves into custody and accompany us to the sighting station.
Trails Through Daybreak. August 27th, 3:20 p.m. 2nd District, Sidon. Edith Police Department Headquarters. Please, Miss Claudel, you can talk to me. What are you doing in a place like that, and what did the man with you say to trick you into going? Nothing. If anything, I was the one who persuaded him. What was the request that Mr. Arkhide accepted, though I'm afraid I can't say anything more about. You are aware this will end up causing trouble for your school, aren't you? I'm not sure how we can avoid contacting them now that you're involved in this. I understand. This all feels like a nightmare. Can't believe someone I was talking to talking to hours ago is now... My insisting has gotten Van caught up in all of this. I am having to pretend...
You think you're fooling, Arkhide?
That Van isn't Van from Final Fantasy XII, but there we go. Detective Nate.
You think we'll believe it was just some coincidence that you were in the maintenance tunnel? That you were just taking that girl with you alone on some field trip? Not a chance.
What do you want me to say? It's the truth. You think I volunteered to come in here just to tell lies?
Oh, I sure do. You may as well be a criminal yourself, Spriggan. No way in hell someone like you happened to come across a murder scene.
Stranger things have happened. Come on, you interrogate all your victims this way? You tense from overwork? How about I lend a hand? I got a handyman's license even. Service with a smile and always willing to lend an ear. That's Arkhide Solutions' motto.
You son of a...
I'm more curious as why you happened to show up when you did. He was a real slime ball, but he was also a nobody. Just what were you hoping to get out of him? What was so important that it requires a bunch of officers and 2 investigators?
I can see the rumors of how much a handful you are weren't overselling you.
Inspector Deswani.
Your weapon might not have a blade, but I've never seen anything like it. And you've got a state-of-the-art orbment, too. You've been skirting the line of legality dangerously close these past few years. You do know we could come down on you if we wanted to, right?
Whoa, that's harsh. It's just a self-defense baton. That's for my Zilfers. Just for the Orbalnet. Being authorized to have one as a tester, I'll have you know. Though hey, even I know that authorization coming from a questionable foreign company ain't the best luck.
The words right out of my mouth. You really know how to throw people off.
Inspector, I say we grill this guy good. It's clear he's a total good for nothing. You don't lead a pretty lady astray without having some kind of ulterior motive.
Like him, young detective. Huh. Just don't go too deep down that rabbit hole. You think I look bad, just wait till people hear a cop got hooked on hitting up juveniles for favors. You know my address if you ever get in hot water over it.
You think you can waltz in here and...
Nate, don't let him rile you up.
You're wasting your time with that one.
And just who the hell are you? This room's off limits.
I would be with the Central Intelligence Department, the group that asked for your help on this case.
Renee Kincaid?
The name's Kincaid. I'm with the CID's Analytical Division. On its behalf, I thank you for your aid in locating Giacomo Conte. And I see your line caught a second fish as well.
Are you serious?
We feel awful for losing him, really. But it's clear as day that this guy knows something. We'll have it out of him before long, mark my...
That won't be necessary. He and his companion will be coming with us. Huh? On what grounds?
Our own investigation has led us to safely rule them out as culprits in Mr. Conte's murder. As such, for the reasons I am not at liberty to discuss, they will be coming into our custody. I trust that won't be a problem. Oh, not at all. Do what you want with them.
Don't be such a damn suck-up. I should have known this is how it'd be once they showed up. Very well. This was always the CID's request. Do as you will. But as much of a low-life piece of scum as he was, we're dealing with a man's death here, and I'll thank you and you to remember that. Of course I will. You needn't worry about that. Leave everything to us. Okay, our first character we vaguely recognize from the previous arc. One of the people that came along with Rocksmith.
Van, oh thank goodness, they let you go too?
Yeah, after this troublemaker showed up.
I'll be taking my leave now, sir.
Understood. You know what needs doing next, and be sure to send your report to the chief.
She said she was with the Central Intelligence Department.
Looks that way. Seems real competent, too. And you're able to bark out orders to her just like that, huh? Shows you've moved up in the world, Renee.
Huh?
Kincaid, not Renee. You know that. Though perhaps you need reminding after 3 years.
Van certainly has some connections that are a little bit more dubious.
Hard to say if 3 years ago even counted as a proper hello. You're still on the ball as ever, you spectacled sadist.
Same to you, Spriggan. Still working from the shadows and relying on old-fashioned stubbornness and trickery to get the job done, I see.
Damn right.
The CID is currently hot on the trail of the duo who murdered Giacomo Conte. We found trace evidence of them at the scene.
Oh,
Knew you wouldn't waste time. Then...
I know your nose and circle of suspicious contacts are not to be underestimated. I won't be getting in the way of whatever you and your friend are working on. If you hear anything interesting, however, you'll give me a call. You owe it to me after bailing you out.
Certainly do.
contact information exchanged.
I don't believe I've heard that hollow before. By the way, have you told her you're back yet? Well, that answers that. Will you ever grow up? Take care then. You as well, young lady.
Thank you.
So, you two are friends?
Nah, he's just an old acquaintance I can't seem to shake. Anyway, as much as I hate being in his debt over anything, this'll be over way faster with him on the case. Both solving Giacomo's murder and your job.
I see.
If you want to call this whole thing off, I'm fine with that. Won't charge you anything if you do. Not after how much of a mess this has turned into. Leaving this all to me also works if you trust me enough.
It's not an issue, but now that someone's lost their life, I don't think I can afford to avert my eyes. It's not right. Can I not stay with you for at least today? It pains me to cause you more problems than I already have, but at the same time...
Yeah, you're too young to worry about causing your eldest problems. Alright, if you're set in this, then let's get back to work. Next up, we take the subway to Riverside.
What, you're thinking of going back to the scene of the crime, are you?
You aren't, sorry. No, it's still gotta be sealed off. So in a way, we're getting close to it. I've got somewhere else in mind. Let's get moving. I'd still like to get this wrapped up today.
All right.
Excuse me, can I have a moment of your time? You just came out of the police station, didn't you? I'm hearing there was just a murder. Was that why you were in there?
Pardon me?
Just who are you?
Reporter Marielle Am I?
I'm Marielle M.A., the newest reporter with the Tyrell Times. I only just joined the paper's local news division and happened to hear what was going on from a source of mine. You wouldn't happen to have anything to add about the murder, would you? I'll take anything.
You got good instincts on you, Missy. Cops just took in a key witness. Being questioned as we speak. Sounds like it's a detective called Nate in charge. I think he'll have more for you if you run in now.
Van, you can't just...
Really? Thank you so much. Just you wait, Dingle. I'll get one over you this time.
Wait, the key witnesses here are...
Interesting.
Rough day.
Tanned youth. Okay, he's young. Nothing I'm not used to. We're gonna go see Bermati now. That should score us out after I lay a hand on that case with the small brat.
Sure. I'll get it done.
And he's going into the... Is he a cop?
That wasn't very nice of you, Van. You can't just feed someone in her position false information.
Sure I can. Last thing we need when we're busy is a reckless rookie sticking her nose into our shit. Why not let her make trouble for the cops to make our job easier? Okay.
Wait for me.
I'm struggling to figure out what I should do for the Agnes voice. August 27th, 4:39 p.m. Yeah, so they're definitely locked down that space.
Looks like they still have it cordoned off. What do you think will happen to Giacomo?
They should have already had his body taken out for an autopsy a while ago. But you don't need to be an expert to see whoever slit his throat was a pro.
So where exactly are we going?
The cafe and bar over there. Bermati's.
Oh, is it open now?
About to be. Today's hours should be 5 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Might be better to kill a little time before going in. He's probably setting up for the evening. Sure.
Oh, this place is so super.
Alright, time to go open up. 2 acts on the bill tonight, I'm sure he's going to fire up audience. Did something happen? Interesting. So this is a live music house. I wonder how... Seemingly we can go into that eventually. I'm not sure we can go into it now, but... There is. Interesting. A way in. I'm sure stuff will come out. We're learning a lot about Edith. The city of Edith. But before we do go into Bermotti's, what I am going to do... Let's see if I believe I can exchange here.
Take as long as you need.
Nice. 76 mirror. Buy one of these. One of these for our gourmand stuff, just to make sure we've got them in our book. Right, and then let's go speak to Bermotti. Looks like he's getting ready to open. Should I go in anyway, keep wandering around? The main story will advance. I say we go on inside.
Well, hello again, handsome. I've been waiting for you. I figured you'd show up early enough. I suppose the girl next to you is your client? She suits that uniform to a T.
Hello? Come on, we only just walked in the door and you already got her red. Bartender Bermotti.
My name's Bermotti, sweetheart. I'm the owner and bartender of this fine establishment. Van and I have a very special relationship.
You have a boyfriend? We just scratch each other's backs, that's all. Helps that he makes some of the best coffee and cocktails in town. He's already a first-rate information dealer with a hell of a lot of fishy contacts. Oh, I see. My name is Agnes Claudel. It's a pleasure to meet you. Well, isn't she a polite one? What a lovely client you have today. So, I assume whatever led you here regards Jean Carmo? That's right. Word travels fast. Of course it would. The scene of the crime was practically in my front yard. I found him difficult to like as someone in the same trade, but I'd never have wished this on him, even if he did most likely bring it on himself. What do you mean? So he did put his hand in the fire. Guessing it was last night? Well guessed, you're absolutely right. One of my many sources tells me he tipped off the police. He said a criminal gang was in the midst of a massive drug deal. That's no good. It's not that uncommon, but I'm more thinking it was a hoax. Indeed it was. Police have arrested several from the scene, but they found no evidence that drugs ever changed hands. However, it did look like they were in the middle of a dispute of some kind, but the other party was... Who the other party was, they could not ascertain. The ones caught were also saying something along the lines of, "Who ratted us out? They wouldn't have done it, so it was someone on their side." Huh. Judging by all you've said, it sounds like those criminals in the other party were scheduled to do some sort of deal, even if it wasn't drug-related. And Jean Carmo called the police on them, creating confusion by doing so? Well, well. Yeah, you're dead on. He then took advantage of it to make off with something from the scene, and ended up on the one-way ticket to the other side for it. My thinking is along the same line of yours, though I haven't got a clue what that something in question is. As for how he was able to make off with it completely undetected, I can only speculate. There must have been some kind of trick to it. You don't think he used the Zephyr, do you? No, there still aren't many of them in circulation. I think he used the previous model, which fits his objectives better. We of course saw that with the invading Calvard forces in the last game. There's a fair number of them making their rounds on the black market these days. A Ramda, huh? Calvard's 5th generation ornament? Yeah, the one developed between Vern and the Epstein Foundation a while back. It was used by the police and the army for a while, but as soon as the 6th generation was introduced, they wasted no time dumping it. Zephy's better for sure, but the Ramda was just as good as Erobonian's Arkhide back then, with its most notable feature being stealth capabilities. So we think he used that to hide something? Quite, well, something and more someone. Well, less something and more someone himself. Lets you disappear as if by magic. How long it lasts depends on the user. Can't avoid tripping the senses. But slipping into a scene that's already in disarray and stealing something, it would be child's play. That does make all the sense.
Puts it into perspective for us, huh? When we charged into the maintenance room after hearing a scream, all we found was Giancamo's corpse. But we weren't the only people who were there. The criminals who slit his throat were still there too. They just snuck right past us using Ramda's stealth capabilities.
What fearless criminals they are. Certainly not bottom of the barrel. We could be dealing with Jaegers, or perhaps... Whoever they are, they've recovered what they're looking for, so I doubt you'll find success in pursuing them any further.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Knew it wouldn't keep me waiting.
Here are all the bases he used for the past few years, complete with security logs.
Thanks, we'll call this even.
Oh, and just to add, there's been no sign of any Jaeger corps in the move as of yesterday. Well, be seeing you.
Alright, guess I'm in your debt again.
What was that all about? So Giancamo had multiple hideouts, did he? That could mean whatever he stole is in one of those. But if it wasn't a Jaeger corpse he had a run-in with... Oh, forget it. I can't believe you turned to Dingo. Right in front of me. You know I'd sing like a canary for you any day of the week, Van.
Sorry, I never much was the faithful type.
Well, we got a lot of new information out of that. I'm just surprised at how well connected you are.
What can I say? I spend time putting people in my debt so I can cash in favors whenever I need them.
You must have amassed quite a collection by now. Oh! I'd heard you were a regular at this establishment, but I wasn't expecting to run into you just as it was opening.
That makes two of us. First Renee, then you. Hell of a day for me.
You've certainly spent a lot of it skulking around. Up to no good, I assume. I imagine it was half your own fault that you got hauled off to the police station.
Wish I could argue otherwise. Should have known it wouldn't take long for you to hear about what happened and come running.
Of course. I've paid a visit to the scene of the crime as well. Giacomo was hardly a pleasant person, but he was a decent informant to use when work called for one. I hope you know that the detectives at the station and that reporter are very displeased with you, by the way. Your love of causing trouble for everyone and taking advantage of it to further your own goals has never been a bright spot for you.
Don't got a clue what you're talking about. Damn, this is awkward.
I can't believe it.
Elaine or Claire, which I believe is named...
Forgive me. My name is Elaine. I'm sorry for interrupting your conversation.
I believe that's a name that came up in the stories at the end of Reverie.
Oh, not at all. I think we have much to discuss. But we're also both busy, so that can wait for another time. Whoever can solve this case first, the CID, the police, the guild, wins the prize lying in wait. That also goes for our presumed suspects. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. Be careful not to get too involved here, Van. I'm almost certain that the two people who killed Giacomo were from A.
Thinking the same. But I'll chalk myself up to owing you one for telling me.
Vibes.
You know her?
What? You do too? Guess she does pop up in the paper every once in the blue moon.
Of course I know her. She's really famous. I don't think there's anyone in Calvard who doesn't know the face of Elaine or Claire. She's one of the youngest braces ever to reach A rank. They're ace. And they even call her... I can't remember. It's something like...
Beauty's blade. Elegant enough for someone so adept with the swordsmanship of the All Kingdom. Hard not to feel for her having the beauty part slapped on the... Hard not to feel for her having a beauty slapped on her title, though.
Are you too close?
An old friend. Anyway, we wasted enough time here. We almost got this one in the bag. We can talk stuff through while we're on the move. We're on the train.
To make it short, I think it's safe to assume the thing which Gianquamo made off with is the ornament you're looking for. We know it was stolen from an antique shop a week ago by a gang of punks. Said punks then met with a pair of others to deliver it. At this point, likely had some dispute over mirror. That was when the police charged in onto the scene, leaving Gianquamo, who called them, to snatch the goods using his ramda. But then the pair tracked him down to the very next day. They waited in ambush for him at the crime scene, murdered him, stole his ramda, and used it to escape. Ramdas are like any other kind of computer in that they've got apps and note things down, and store info in them. Gianquamo's always had a cautious one, so I'm sure he wouldn't have made the info too easy to identify. But then I'm guessing the locations of his hideouts were on there, so the culprits could use that device to find him. You think the murderers are using the ramda to find which spot has what he stole then? Pretty much. Fortunately, we've been able to use data on his recent movements to narrow down the top 3 places it could be. And we've got 3 choices. One's in front of the Tryon Tower in the 3rd District. One's near Central Station in the 7th, and then there's one on the 12th District around the Grand Circuit racetrack on the outskirts of town. Which one would you say is most fishy? So, Tryon Tower was where the Summerfest was happening. We had a lady speak about it. The Grand Circuit, there's the race that was in the news, so the most obvious one surely would be Central. Yeah, why'd you go with that? Well, Summerfest was being held in the tower late last night. I believe Z1 Grand Prix was also being held at the circuit then. Can't imagine he would want to risk his hideout being discovered by going inside when there were lots of people around. Nice work. So we're gonna have to learn things. There's a door down the alley just before the station that leads underground. My guess is Gianquamo hid what we're after down there. Then that means we should...
The next stop will be in the cathedral in Edith's 5th district. Those traveling to the cathedral or Armis Academy.
So what's quite funny is that in my Let's Plays of the Trails games, everyone from Calvard have given an accent, like a French accent, and it's funny that the train operator has a slight European or French thing to their voice. So, anyway, you're getting off at the next stop. What? Closest station to your dorms, right? Don't worry, I'll have this thing cracked by the end of the day, and the goods with you by tomorrow.
You were fine with me helping you before.
Before, this is now. The affiliation of Gianquamo's murderers changes everything.
Are you referring to the A group?
Yeah, everyone is on guard about him right now. Not just the cops, and the guild either. I'm talking other organized crime groups and even Jaeger Corps. If that's who we're up against, I can't promise I can keep you safe. So this is what we gotta do. I'm sorry. And to SP. I'm sure we'll learn about what that is later.
We are now arriving at the cathedral. The doors on the left side will open.
I thought I told you to get off at the next stop.
You'll have to forgive me for being selfish, but you have to understand just how much that memento means to me. It's something that connects me not just to my great-grandfather, but my mother and grandmother too.
My guess at this point is that it's going to be something along the lines of the holy relics that we see the Growlsritter go after in the previous games. That, or there's some sort of witchy affiliation to it.
And that's not the only reason I want to see this through now. A man is dead. I know you don't like the idea, but I feel like I have to be a part of this. Whatever may come to happen. I'll do everything I can to ensure my own safety, and I'll do everything you ask in the field. So please, won't you let me come with you?
Fine. You're the client. I can see you at least know your way around that staff and arts. But you're gonna have to do everything to keep yourself safe. And if I give you an order, you follow it. If you fail to do that, I terminate our contract then and there. We clear?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. Curious. Trails through Daybreak. I need to remember to do that. That's another ongoing theme in my Let's Plays.
We are now arriving at Edith Central Station. Those transferring to the Transcontinental Railroad.
August 27th, 6:44 p.m. 7th District, Central Station. Seems like it's got a similar kind of makeup to Heimdall, which would make sense. Feels like the sun went down real fast. But even at this hour, nothing's going on, and there's so many people.
This is how most people arrive in the city, after all. Not to mention all the department stores. There's also the fancy new Opal store that doubles as a cafe that's been drawing a lot of customers.
Yeah, I know the one. Funny to think how this area's changed in just a couple of years. Those big screens weren't here before either. But now it's hard to imagine them not being here. City's changing so fast it makes your head spin.
True it is.
Very good evening to you, Edith. It is now 6:45 p.m., which means it's time for today's evening news. President Gramhart held a press briefing at the Presidential Building in Vontai at 3 p.m. today. He discussed this year's ending of the reparations from Erobonia, and with it, the impact it will have on Calvard's future.
We obviously heard about Calvard getting a big boost economically from the fallout of the war. That was brought up in the last games. Now it kind of caused Calvard to become incredibly prosperous.
It has been 2 years since the Arabonian Empire launched an unprovoked war of aggression against us. A vile act we were generous enough to forgive. The price it paid in the form of reparations was steep, but every last lira was, in my strong opinion, justified. I believe its actions, its atrocities, the past several centuries are behind it. I warmly welcome it back to the international community with open arms, promoting an era of peace between us, even when it comes to Crossbell State. With reparations due to come to an end this year, some have raised concerns that an economic recession is on the horizon. Those fears are unfounded. We have used these past 2 years to transform our economy, to bolster our capital, to better our technology. No nation has surpassed what we have accomplished because no nation can. We cannot take our supremacy for granted. I have every intention of taking this power and using it to lead our great world as a whole to a more glorious, prosperous future.
Well, if it isn't everyone's favorite president, he's a little heavy-handed, but you can't say he hasn't delivered. Calvard's GDP passed the Empire's in the first year in office, and the US is on track to surpass that by a lot.
I suppose that's true. He's been enacting some very dangerous policies across the board, not just economically.
Compared to the last guy, yeah. Samuel Rocksmith seemed more grounded. Anyway, I didn't mean to talk politics. Would you prefer not to waste time in a rival territory?
You have a rival?
Ah, of course. The logo of the Bracer Guild.
Oh, the Bracer Guild. I do remember hearing they had a branch near Central Station.
Maybe they aren't expecting to hear anything close to home, but they've still got a very sharp crew on board. So let's get to work. We've got to get what you're looking for before the Jew who got Dry Camo do.
Do you know where the entrance to its base is then?
Right over there. That alley next to the old department store leads to the door we've been looking for. Come on.
Yes, sir.
Now, is there any shops? No, but there are people to speak to. Hey brother, not nice, don't you think? Feels like breeze will blow my worries away. It's only natural to want to go out on a night like this. I'll take you for a ride if you please.
This is kind of a unique taxi.
One hell of a ride. Kinda want to check it out, to be honest. Sorry man, gotta have to pass on this one. I'm just going around the corner. Good, I know if you ever need anything from him, just holler. So he's a taxi man. We obviously see the braces over there.
This place never changes.
I'm so tired. Been working ruthlessly. Want a prepared meal from the thing. I'm guessing that will come up in the Gorman stuff.
Next appointment's at...
Can we go across here? Will it let us?
I can't stop staring at Treon Tower. It's so pretty.
It's also big as hell. 230 arge tall, to be exact. Can't miss it wherever you go. When tourists come to visit, it's always the first thing they see.
Interesting. Okay, let's make our way through to another door.
This it?
Yeah, this one leads to the subway. This one doesn't lead to the subway, however. But you can still jimmy it the same way.
Was Shankama the one who altered the locks like this?
It's not him. It's been a thing us shady folk have known about for a while. There's places like this all over the city. People make good use of. CID knows about them too. They'll just leave it alone.
They do? Why? I keep egging conversation on when we really need to move. I'm ready for whatever we'll find in there.
Good, because there's no turning back now. Interesting. Right, let's go. Huh?
Something wrong?
No, we can go in. Was that just my imagination? I don't pick up a scent, so I guess that doesn't matter either way. Interesting.
His nose is as sharp as ever. Edios knows how this is going to end, but it better be with my classmates safe, Spriggan.
We only know one person with that hairstyle. Hello, Miss Bright. We're also aware that she was here, and I think that their characters had a thing in those books at the end of the last game. All the storytelling is what Trails is good at. Exciting. Dude, I'm blown away by how much better this setup I've got now is compared to the laptop. Holy shit. Station Street Underground Ruins.
Is this place a relic from the Middle Ages?
Might go back to the Dark Ages even. Edith might not have a leg up on the old capital's history, but it still goes back to the Middle Ages easy enough. Attacking all the subways and waterways we've been building, the underground's a sprawling mess and a half now.
I suppose it does make sense that a place like this would exist when you think about it enough.
What? Crap. It's a ghoulie.
Van, is that
a monster? Well, a spirit more like. Never seen them in the capital. What the hell's up with this? Sure you don't want to turn back and wait outside at the station? Cafe'd be a good spot to...
No, I'm fine. I have a feeling my staff and arts will be highly effective against foes like this. So, if anything, I'm relieved to have come with you instead of staying behind.
Got me good. Let's do this then. I'll back you up. Feel free to go hog wild.
Then I will.
Alright, let me give you these just in case. Got an evade and a mind.
They're quartz, aren't they?
Insert them into Zilpha slots and they'll let you use different shards. Give it a shot. You pick it up faster than me explaining it.
Then I will.
So, you can set, we know about the quartz system. From the augment menu, press X to open the open menu to equip. By setting quartz in open slots, you manifest sort of shards. Nice. And I think if we insult them into the affiliated... So this is an unopened one, but it has an affiliation. But it's good to know. I think we're going to go for an evade here. For old boy.
Switching to maintenance mode.
Then shield EP can't. Treasure Hunter. It's not a bad one. We'll add Mirage to our attacks, and I don't think we got any more. So, thank you very much.
Right, we're ready to move on.
Let's get... Wait, this feels like... higher elements are active here.
What the fuck? What do you mean? I'm sure you can tell this part just from the fights we've had so far, but monsters usually only weak to 4 basic elements: fire, water, earth, and wind. But every once in a while you find a place where they can be weak to resistant to the higher elements of time, space, and mirage. You're saying this is one such place? Pretty sure it is, yeah. Either way, we'll still find out. Let's get moving. So, we knew about this already. The higher elements, I think a list of shard skills has been added to the notebook's help page. So let's have a look at the help. Menu. Quartz set. Nice. And then what else was there? Should we check out notes? I don't care about the menu. List. Status changes, weapon shaders, shard skills. Cool, we've got a whole bunch of stuff there that I'm sure will come up for us eventually. Nice. We'll just have to learn these at some point. Ooh. Hooah. 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 Right, good to know. We pick up on a free eye drop. Always handy. Okay. We got some spirity boys. They snuck up on us. There's an awful lot of them. They sure are. At times like these, the shards really shine. Time to teach you how to use SCLMs. What are those? You'll see. I'll give you the rundown when we fight.
Time for you to focus.
So, they are activated to make contact with a party member, take advantage of the shards. Overlapping Zilfa uses shard fields to make them high-level link. Nice. So that's what we're kind of getting here, is that there's some links. They aren't weak to anything here. So I'm actually just going to use a... that missed. That's annoying. If we go to arts here, they're weak to these. So I think we do Saint's Arrow. And be careful. Oof. That definitely did a lot for us. Stun slash to both of these with the SLM boost there. I think we do that because it should help block. Okay, we're all good. Nice. Good old Saint's Arrow. I'm actually going to do a white heal.
I owe you one. A chance.
Flare impact, and we got a stun. Nice, and we got the chaos impact too. An Agnes Claudel glow hammer. Nice, we'll take that. 1 EP charge, always handy. Good job, you kept up pretty well. So that's the power of an SCLM. They've been able to understand how someone else was going to act so clearly before. It's a lot like combat link system used by Erobonian's 5th generation Arkhide battle augments. Arkhide units never saw that much use outside of the Empire, though. Combat links were mainly designed to be used by 2-man teams, whereas SCLM is a system where it's a lot easier to switch around partners. It makes it a force to be reckoned with when used by large groups. I can, definitely see that being the case. Shards really are amazing, aren't they? Never imagined you could use them for so much. I'm not expert on them either, mind you. Still got a lot to learn myself. Even I can tell that the Zilfa standard has a whole lot of potential. Looks like you were right about the orbital stuff of yours working well against those spirits, too. Yes, I'm glad that proved to be true. The more we do, the more confident I am in my ability to fight. I suspect we're going to need to make more use of the SCLMs the further in we advance here, though. So I think it'd be prudent for me to be a little closer to the front line. What do you think? I'm fine with a little. Still, I don't want you going out in front of me, though. Can't accept that. Does that mean it's now possible to switch party leader?
I'll take it from here.
Certainly, I'm certain you will. Nice. We'll take all of those. And then I probably think this is a good place to say, if you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. I'm obviously very happy to be back. Please like and subscribe. This is where I stopped last time with the fake one. As you can see in a second. Save game. I did it quicker. Do you want to overwrite the save? Certainly do. But I'll see you guys next time when we head further into this ancient ruin. Peace.